We are at the inaugural New Green Frontier Cannabis Conference hosted by SmallCapPower, and joining us now is Mathew Nordgren, the CEO and founder of Arcadian Fund. Mathew, always a pleasure to speak to you.
Pleasure to speak with you as well.
So what brings you to the New Green Frontier Conference? What are you talking about today?
We're going to talk a little bit about the private company opportunity in the United States specifically, but also private businesses that are growing themselves here that would like to address that market. And then I think even more specifically, we're going to focus on brands. Think that the world we're in today is sort of giving birth to brand categories that we're aware of, but new ones that don't even exist on the shelf. So being around a lot of smart people today and talking about that is going to be interesting to see what people are coming up with and why.
At Arcadian Fund, you focus on mid to late stage companies. Would you like to talk about your portfolio holdings?
I would. Yeah, we're pretty proud of what we've done so far. And the portfolio consists of High Times, Cannabis Cup, which is a media and event business, a company called Kush Bottles, formerly, now Kush Company, packaging, bottling, supply chain, a company called Baker, which is a CRM software that actually is going public here in Canada. And then we have a company called Work, which is payroll and HR focused, BDS Analytics, data company, Trees, FlowHub, Meadow, all software companies, Quanta, a nice quantum science, bioscience technology. Just really excited about the portfolio and how they're maturing.
And that kind of represents the entire spectrum of cannabis business. What made you believe in these brands?
Early on, it was the people that ran the businesses. We had a general strategy as to, in being here in Canada, a lot of the folks here have been in business for quite some time, and they understand the mining business or the coal business or the oil business or the gold business, and so the way we looked at it was there needs to be the picks and axe business. And I think what you're seeing now that is getting a lot of the institutional appetite are those companies. And the reason is because the gold's been found, right? And that's starting to get figured out, and there's a lot of hype around cultivation, retail, manufacturing. And I think now the markets are starting to figure out those companies and those valuations a little bit more. And the upside now sort of is in that picks and axe, which Canadians and bankers here are very used to.
And do you think with the abuse of opioids and the global pain management industry dabbling with cannabis, the sleep aids industry, there's a big opportunity for cannabis in the next 2 years once medical comes in?
That's a great point, and something we're really excited about, especially in Asia and India. When you start talking about medical cannabis, most of the cannabinoid properties are also in hemp. And so as hemp starts to become legal, you actually don't need cannabis to be legal in order to start building a significant business. Lots of medical supplies can isolate and extract phytocannabinoids from hemp, and we cannot be more excited about what that means. I think it's early. The science has to be developed. We have to test the efficacy of each one of these molecules and what they do and how they respond in what ways. But everything everyone's seeing at this point is really, really exciting, partly because of the way our body receives them, and the CB1 and CB2 receptors is so natural that the future, we were talking about this the other day, it was kind of fun. You feel like Steve Jobs must have felt when he was in his garage trying to figure out how to build a business. The guy understood the underlying technology, which when you understand these cannabinoids and the way the body works with them, you start to think, oh my gosh, what can we create? And there's a world of possibilities. And much like those guys must have felt back then, they knew that there was a technology. They knew people one day had the capability to carry music in their pocket and a phone and a portable light, but they didn't know how to get there. And so the joy right now, and we're going to talk about brands and consumer products a lot today, is what is that world? Well, I think we know some of them, but I think if you look back 10 years from now, the public has no idea what is about to be created for them in so many ways.
Wonderful. Mathew, thank you for your time.
Thank you.